Um, Welcome to Business Review. I think you read the thing, but essentially it's just giving you a chance to share your story and experiences
Mm.
in the hopes of helping you, but helping others as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just like to just take like a moment to have a little silent prayer before we start, just so uh, one, allow God to open up our heart, also protect it because we're going to be dealing with and like tapping into very heavy emotion.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we can have that.
Okay, cool.
Are you ready to first to start?
I am. Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
so the first question actually, um, what made you say yes to coming on camera and sharing your experience?
I think growing up, we're not allowed to talk about death a lot. So I felt like it's high time we start talking about it and actually letting people know that there are people out there that we're going to lose and we need to find ways to grieve and how to deal with it because I also have brothers that have been told Muruma Acheme in English, a man doesn't cry. So for me, I'm like, I'm not for that. Men have emotions. So I'm sort of like, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about grieving. I want to let people know that it's okay actually to cry. As a man, bruh, we're all humans. There are certain things, yes, we expect to be like, but when it comes to dying, someone who means a lot to you, you can't just be a tough guy and let it go. So yeah, that's what made me come up and say I need to talk about it.
Tell us your name, please, and who you lost. If there's one specific person you want to focus
Okay. I'm Tava, but people know me as Tafadzwa. No, it's the other way around. I'm Tafadzwa, but people know me as Tava. Please don't follow me on social media. I'm joking. I lost my grandma, my paternal grandma, my dad's mom. And I was in China when that happened. She had cancer. Huh? In 2016. Um, so I was in uni. I went to China for uni, 2014, and she was like the one person who was always there, encouraged me to like just explore. Because I think I'm the only one who sort of went different ways with everyone else. Everyone else went to UK. I went to my China. Um, and she had cancer. And I remember she stayed with us for a couple of times. And I always used to see her belly like swell up, said cervical cancer. And all of us in our families like was sort of prone to that. So when she started getting worse and worse, she moved to SA to get treatment. And then I think in 2016, some my that year was a bit weird for me. Um, in May, so her birthday was the 15th of May, and then she passed away on the 23rd of May. That whole path was just hard because I was like, oh, I can't wait to celebrate with her. And the message just came, and my sister just messaged, Mbuya is no more. And I was playing a game, a match. I think it was a friendly thing. And then the message came, and I looked on my watch, and I was like, ah, what? Stopped, just came off the pitch, went to my phone, and then read the message, cardiac arrest. She didn't get up. Took a screenshot because I was like, should be dreaming. My dad calls me crying. And my dad is a military man. I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching. um, calls me crying. He's like, I need you to be strong. I was like, cool. There's a reason why they're saying that. That evening, that's when I think when the news came, she had to fly back to Zim and people were gathered at my parents' house. Every other Muzukuru was at the funeral except for me. My teacher called me. She said, your grandmother left a few words saying, leave Tava to explore, to step up. Um, so thinking about what my dad said, that he said, I need to be strong. I put two and two together because I knew I couldn't make the funeral and I had to give a speech over Zoom. Um, my and I'd lost my uncle just a month before, and he was the reason I got into music. So for me to grieve, I couldn't. I didn't know how to. No one was there to say, ah, Matava. Everyone was like, I was like, Chema, you need to be strong. What do you wega? And in my head, I'm like, so if I'm by myself, I can't comfort myself. I need someone. Sad part about all that is that I then went after a guy who didn't care whatsoever. I grieved with the wrong human, and that broke me emotionally as a person, spiritually and physically. My grandma was my person. You know, when I say my person, she believed in me. She used to hype me up even when I wasn't confident in myself. There's times I used to wear heels and I hated wearing heels. She's like, yes, man, Miss Makamure. And I'm like, okay, you go, girl. Like sometimes I wish she was still here now, teacher. I'm called a baddie, you know? That type of thing. So I see my dad stepping up and trying to be that hype man like my grandma was. So before she passed away, she came and watched me at hockey. Something that means so much to me till today. I'll never forget that day. She went back home telling everyone, "Mzukuru wangu chili fit. Urikutuona chakasimba chili fit." And then she shouted at one of my cousins who used to call me a Dunda. Dunda ndiwe? Is it chili fit? I would never forget that day. Because till today, I'm so scared to lose weight because I look at my grandma and she'll be like, "Ukurwa," you know, sort of thing. But like I think after that, I've always been that plus size girl. And a lot of people, they hate fat girls. But I'm someone who still goes to the gym, still plays sports, and it's a condition. It's not like I prayed for the condition. It's a condition that causes me to not lose weight easily. Um, so when I found out that I've got the same condition she had, I said I have to go for cervical cancer and now start screening. And in my head, I'm like, so I've got a couple of years. You know, you start thinking I'm following suit. And then I just told myself, hey man, I need to be strong. I need to start taking care of myself. These doctor visits, I hate them. I won't lie, I hate them. Because something is found. And you're thinking, okay, I'm close to death now. You know? But Pachivano, you are not allowed to talk about this. You have to, you know, yeah.
Why do you think we're not allowed to speak about these things? Machiwa.
I think it's a cultural thing. Matsitate Guru Edu always believed in like, I think if you talk about death, you're inviting it. So it's like you're manifesting it to the family. So you can't talk about certain things. Nah, you can't do that. It's just like if I keep saying negative things towards me, negative things will actually come. It's like the power of the tongue. The Bible it says it. This is the weapon that kills. So I think Pachivanu or like around the elders speaking about death is inviting it, opening the door for it essentially to come in. So yeah, I guess that's why we can't talk about it.
And then I guess I'm interested to understand when China, right?
Yeah.
And obviously because I was when you present the
Yeah.
I know that you spend money.
Yeah.
Did you ever see how different cultures navigate that versus us as Africans slash specifically Zimbabwean?
Yeah, I did. In China, they actually take a week to grieve a person. Whereas us African cultures, the moment panovigwa munu, um, you're done. Can't be grieving. They're gone. So in China, they actually have a ceremony and then they go to the person's grave and they have a month where it's just going to visit the person, clean the grave, put flowers, and it's a dedicated month for people who've passed away. So you can actually take time and say, I'm going to the graveyard. And then in the UK, it's not like they don't gather like we do. You know how when someone passes away, you go to the person's house, feed people. No, they don't gather. They gather after. So what I noticed was in the UK, if someone passes away, the person who's lost the person, they've got someone that stays with them. And for us, it's different. You have people with you for until the day of the burial happens, and then people start to scatter. And that's when grief comes in because you haven't registered or you haven't been able to be by yourself. So I think it's different because in China you have people with you throughout. They actually support you and take you to therapy because sometimes in your head you're not okay. In the UK, same thing. You've got a therapist that then comes and sees you. Here we don't believe in such things. were not big on therapy, were very a demon sort of thing. Yeah.
So I guess it seems like you had the reverse of what an African would have had to have because you were in China.
Yeah.
So you went through essentially the UK experience,
Yeah.
but as an African in China, where you get it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming from what you said, you didn't really have anyone around you.
Yeah. No, I didn't have family.
So my question is, firstly, when you were in China, how did you navigate, like let's say from the funeral over Zoom and doing the speech? How did you then navigate that period on your own in China? And then how did you navigate when you finally came home?
Came. I wasn't okay in China. Mentally, I lost it. I think that's when my suicide thoughts started coming. Like, what's the point of being here when God took my person? I was angry at God. 2016 was a dark year for me. Um, I think that's when I sort of said, "Ah, what's the point? Let's try drugs." It's the first time I smoked weed. I didn't like it. I had bottle of wine to suppress the feelings. And unfortunately, I was in a very toxic relationship. Um, Long distance, it didn't work. And the guy I was seeing there was also just someone to use, was just there to use me. So alcohol was my bestie. I just didn't want, I faked being happy. Then when I came to Zim, it hit me so bad because I had to drive to Masvingo. That's where she's been buried. That's her home. I drove then I sat and I said, "So you left me, you know?" Um, I went with my mom and my cousin, and my mom just said, "Give her time with her grandma. She needs it." We got the time to say bye. She never sat there. I told her, "I'm graduating and I wish you were there. You would have been proud. I would have taught you Mandarin. I would have told you everything, you know?" Um, but the funny enough, I don't know how God works. And my roommate was a guy from Zim. His grandma came for my graduation, and she was with my dad majority of the time. My dad was pushing her, and you could see he wished my grandma was there. She spoke to us like my grandma sent her to tell us what to say. Like, "I'm really proud of you, Wanganangu." I didn't cry that night, but I sat there and I said, "Yes, I know you took my person, but you sent someone else on behalf." And then I think I struggled for a very long time to understand that I didn't have my grandma anymore. I haven't tried to get a tattoo, but it just didn't make sense what to do. So now coming home, I think I felt at peace because I then saw where her home was. And I said, "Okay, now I have to accept that you're not there." And how to accept it now, I have to say, I'm now working towards something you would have been proud of. I put my own things aside and I said, let me just make my grandma proud. And then I thought to myself, she wouldn't want me to be selfish. She would want me to do what I like. And I stepped up and I came into the sports industry where people are like, "Hey, I have a cousin, no." And I said, I'm going to step into that male industry and break, barriers and stop whatever they think women can't do in sports. So till today, I think it hits here and there. It's like a button, like a ball that just hits a button. And you think you're done. Nah, it just hits. So yeah, it was tough. I won't forget 2016. I think I'll tell my kids about it as well. I think that's when I learned that as a human being, I can actually pretend to be okay, and that will break me.
Think with what you've achieved so far, let's assume I don't know.
Yeah.
With what you've achieved so far, how do you think your grandma would
Oh my days, I think she would cry. Because I didn't have a good childhood. I didn't have a Yeah, it was tough. But here I am thinking I'm a technical official for Zimaki. Who knew I would, you know, I direct tournaments. Small little Nyana child is telling big men to show. I think she would be so proud of what all her grandchildren have done. From my older brother qualifying for the World Cup, you know, my younger brother in the UK, my cousins, I think everyone. But for me, I think because she was my person, she knew what I struggled with. She would have been like, this is all God talking through you. So yeah, she would have been super proud. And I know I haven't reached, I think I'm scared to reach what I'm capable of. But I feel her sometimes going like, wait, Shama. And I feel like they're friends that she sometimes, like God brings in friends that would then push you to your limits and say, dog, you need to lock in. And I think that's where I am now. Yeah. Thanks, TK.
How did um how did your relationship with God um did shift? How was it affected? Yeah, let's see, so all the way from 2016 and I guess up until
Yeah.
like has there been any shifts obviously when the death had immediately happened?
Mm. So from 2016, my relationship with God was horrible. I think I would only pray to Him, like, oh, thanks for today, bruh. Forgive me of my sins. But like one of those, yeah, I'm talking to you. 2020 then happened, and then I lost my tete and my Makamure in 9 days. And I'm like, you're back again with your stories, and you want me to pray and be like, oh, I'm grateful for you, what. And I remember I got COVID. I was like, if you want to take me, take me. I was so numb to death. I was so numb to like grieving. I was like, I don't care anymore. Take me if you want to. I'm tired of this life, anyways. So I think it only then made sense in 2022 where something shifted. Um, I got a job in the UK and I was like, okay, so God, what are you trying to do? I hate this place, but why are you giving me a job? What then led me to say, I'm coming home and I'm going to do exactly what I was doing in the UK. And from there, doors just opened. It's like I'm still working. I'm a work in progress with God. My relationship with Him is not perfect. It's not going to be for sure. There are days where I'm pissed. I'm like, job, and you take, like, you know how sometimes you think, so job, you actually prayed to God and stayed there, and then your friends came in and, how? Me, I'm here, I want to fight him. But I was like, nah, I'm thinking of the one who fought the angel and then his hips. I was like, still love my body. But I feel like also having the right friends around you has helped me focus on God. Because I think majority of the time it's always tough. I need to pray. Also having a family that prays has helped me a lot to say, okay, you know what? Things happen, but I need to stick around and talk to the man upstairs. He's my daddy still. But yeah.
Tell me more about your friends and how they, I know you just mentioned that they helped you in your relationship with God, but like how did your friends show up for you?
They helped me. Um, they healed the inner child in me. Um, I don't thank them a lot. I don't think I thank them enough, but they're the reason I'm here. Um, in as much as sometimes I distance myself, my friends, even the ones I made in a space of a year, they've just, it's like they hold an imaginary hand and they don't let go. Even when they're going through tough times, they always say, bruh, I'm still here. It's like their faith for my life is what got me this far. I know I wouldn't have been here if I had gone through with my thoughts, but my friends said, we'll stick around even when you're going through shit. Sorry, I'm allowed to say. Just checking. um, But my friends have been, I don't even know how to say, but a blessing in a life that didn't make sense. That's what mine. I wish I could tell them that you guys have done so much for me and I love you so much, but I can't show the love that I really want to show, but I can just do it. Yeah. Yeah.
What it's gonna seem like we're on the flip side. What do you feel are some of the things people did and or said when you were grieving that they shouldn't have, or you wish they didn't?
Yo, how did she die? Like, that's the one question. Like, don't ask. Um, it's the you need to stop crying now. You know, when you're grieving, you don't want someone to tell you to control your emotions. Um, I had people tell me, "Oh, you're strong. You shouldn't be doing this." Or I was told, "You're far away. So you can't be crying." Certain things they said broke me even worse, and I wish people knew that. It's like the one time I lost my cousin during COVID, and we all broke down. And then one of our aunts was like, "I am such a I was like, "No, you can't. You're not good." Sometimes I wish I could tell people to fuck off, but I'm a Christian. God forgive me. I don't know. But some days I'm like, if you don't have nothing to say, just be like, I'm praying for peace. Nothing to ask. Leave it alone. It's got nothing to do with you. So I think, yeah, like, what's the point of trying to stop someone from feeling how they actually feel? It's like telling a child, don't cry, and then holding their mouth. See, they'll die. But yeah.
Are you feeling so?
Yo, I think I needed this. Um, I don't talk about grieving a lot. I grieve a lot, but I think it's nice to show people the other side of me. I think people always see the fun, the oh, she's crazy, Tava, but they don't see the side where I'm actually vulnerable. And I feel like it's a blessing for people to see the side, just saying. But um it's just something people need to know that the happiest person is not always the happiest. We struggle a lot and we fight so much. But yeah, we try and be blessings. I think the only reason why I try and be happy around people is because I understand what it is to grieve. So in trying to enlighten someone, trying to bring happiness to someone. Yeah.
Do you feel like there was a moment? I mean, I know you can acknowledge that grief is a consumer.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there was like a moment, a specific moment, a day or occasion that happened with you? I feel like I've broken through the heaviest bit of that grief. Like, yeah, like I had like a breakthrough moment.
You're are you allowed to have different breakthrough? The first time was when I graduated during COVID. And I was like, oh, I don't have to cry. Because I think first time I graduated, I cried because my grandma wasn't there. And then the second one, I think the biggest one was when I was selected to be a technical official for Indo Africa Cup. And I was like, I can celebrate the good stuff, you know? Then the breakthrough was when I started thinking of my grandma and I wouldn't cry. I would tell the story, smiling and not breaking down in tears. I think these are like happy tears for me to say, I've come far. Estava, look where you are. That was the biggest one. And even now, it's like I'm still talking about her, but I'm not crying because she's gone. I'm crying because I've achieved so much when she hasn't been there. So yeah.
Do you have any like a ritual or like a practice that you started seeing that helped you? So it doesn't. So obviously, like a lot of people might say, praying, and if you're part of that, you can also answer. But
Yeah.
in terms of for you to understand that, you can answer that in whatever context.
Mm.
So some people might say I just made sure I made my bed
Mm.
because it was like this I can control. I can't even try to hear it
Yeah.
up. Control back that I made my bed one and then I can get that.
Yeah.
Do you have any similar experiences? Do you have like some kind of ritual thing that you needed to that you realized you had to do every day or you wanted to do every day in order to help yourself feel better?
Going to the gym. um, I think it's the fact that I knew I was taking care of myself, and she would have loved the fact that shitty feet. That word still stays in my head. That I still want to be that fit mom. I still want to be a fit grandma. Um, so like there are days where depression and anxiety hits you, and the gym is not the best place to go. So just making an effort, even to walk, But for me, was the gym and actually making sure I shower. You have no idea how a hot shower is therapeutic and eating. I love my food. Ngeke. French fries with ice cream. That sweet and sour thing, that combo. So if you see me having that combo, even if you see me ordering it, just know I'm trying to, comfort myself. That's, yeah, those three things for me. Yeah.
Uh, I want to kind of bring it to credit.
Right.
Where
Okay. Is it going this way or is it? Yeah.
but essentially my question is going to be where do you feel as today?
Okay.
Like present day. Uh I mean I think it's a fair assumption to say that you're in definitely different place from where you know recent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to know it a little bit a lot. Where you're at.
It's passing over. Guy. Is it going this way or that way? Yeah, in the airport. Yeah.
But yeah, where you're at today. Yeah, where you at today. Like what's going on? Where do you feel you are in terms of eating? How does it manifest today? How yeah. Is the question clear?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So where I am today, I think, yeah. Oh, it's a the question. I'm in a better place. I'm doing what I love. I think someone was telling me to with a career, a job. Co-founder to a hockey academy, running hockey in sim, just doing what I love, you know. Um, I'm at my happiest when I'm coaching. Even today, yesterday was my unbeaten season. Top of the league. First time coaching a team in Zim for me, that was just a statement saying you still have it in you. I'm still at a place where I still doubt myself a little bit because I think missing my grandma to hype me up and tell me you've got this. But I'm still trying to believe in myself and also have faith in myself that I can do something. Um, I know procrastination is my bestie at times, but I'm trying to fight that so that I can actually step out of my comfort zone and achieve those big goals that I've always wanted to. So compared to 2016, I'm in a much better place, much healthier place. I know you guys see the short hair. Yeah, it's because no depression was kicking my ass, but I took that upon myself to say I don't want to be stressed by things. So my hair was gone. So if I'm cutting my hair, that means even people, if you stress me, thanks. So yeah, I'm so proud of where I am. Let me put it like that. I've never told myself I'm proud of myself. But I am. I've come far. I've come really far. Yeah. Thanks, TK.
Then in closing, this one is speaking directly to whoever.
Right.
And essentially, if someone, imagine someone who's grieving, I wouldn't when you watch it, maybe they just come across
Yeah.
it. And yeah, you're grieving. And, as someone who's experienced loss and has gone through grief, is going through grief, maybe some words have been kind. When you do that, just look direct into the lens,
Okay.
how you answer them, like that you're watching this and you're grieving right now. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, give it like a moment and then you just
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Hi, if you're watching this. Hey, you. Nah, if you're watching this. Okay, let's try again. Hi, if you're watching this and you're grieving, I just want you to know that it's okay. Go through those emotions. Let yourself cry. Don't hold back and stick to God. In as much as you may be angry at Him, He will be your number one comforter and He will heal you. And I just pray for peace and comfort and that you may come through or come out of this stronger. And I just hope that it's going to be okay. Let me put it like that. Give yourself some time and don't rush it. It'll get better. We're still grieving even after we lost, but it will get better. So yeah. Thanks, TK. Now you're making us cry on camera.